Hey guys, it's been a little while since I've posted. As always, the upload schedule isn't great when it comes to me, but I've been busy with school and other things, so that's my excuse to not posting. Sorry about that. I don't have any specific ideas for a video today, so I'm going to show you every single game I've made to my knowledge. There's some games that I don't even remember I made, so I'm going to cover the ones that I do remember. And I'm going to tell you, there's over 100, so it's hard for me to remember. I know it's a lot, but I'm going to show you guys every single game that I can remember. This also includes VR. So it's going to be a long one, so grab a snack so you can all enjoy. I'm going to keep saying it. Thank you guys so much for 1,500 subscribers. It means the world to me. And I've got to show you guys that I care by posting more. So I'll try. Keyword try. Because I'm not sure if that's going to happen. But anyways, enjoy the video. This is taking me a while. Gosh. Hey guys. Do you remember when I made 2 other videos showing off my old games? Well, guess what? We're doing it for a 3rd time. Because I'm out of ideas, and I want to show you guys how much games I have actually made in the past. I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of them. I already know there's over 20. So this is going to be a long video, like I've said. So get ready. The games I've made videos on, I am going to go over again, but more in depth and how they work and all the scrap content about them. So stay tuned if you want to see how I actually make everything within my games. The very first game on this list is Robo Monkeys. Robo Monkeys is the very first VR game I published to MetaQuest, and over 6,000 people have played it, which was incredible for me at the time, and it still is. Robo Monkeys was made more than 2 years ago in 2022. The game has a variety of things to do, including running around in a forest with your friends, checking out shop and trying on the cosmetics we have, hang out in the mountains, which now has slides in the newer update, but in this video there's none. You can go to the pool and swim around and chill. You can try to beat parkour with your friends, which is kind of challenging. And lastly, go behind the trash bin and try out horror mode, which has 2 levels. You can try and beat them with your friends. There was actually monsters in the horror mode. They weren't scary. They were just a player model with feet and legs. It wasn't really scary, but the noises they made were kind of disturbing. I don't know where I got them from, but I'll just play it for you guys. It was kind of odd. I don't really know how to explain it. And there was also a jump scare, which was not scary, but I'll just show you guys. Yeah, it's not the best, but again, this game was made in 2022, so I was horrible at developing, so that's kind of why this game is, well, like this, so yeah. There was this guy named Bob in the game, and depending on the color of his skin was what was added to the updates, which I think was a cool way of announcing and showing things that were a part of the game in the new update, so I give props to myself for figuring that out and doing that. I think that was a really cool idea. There was also collectibles and limited items you can get for the game, but there was only one of them, so it didn't really matter, and it didn't even work, so it was like a display, you couldn't even do anything with it, so that kind of sucked, but it's all good. There actually was an old horror mode. I don't have any pictures of it, but I know a TikTok account that does have a video of it, so I'll show you guys that, and this is what old horror mode used to look like. So that horror mode broke almost immediately when I added it to the game, so it was only out for 1 update, and there's only 2 videos on the entire internet of that, which is pretty crazy. This was an unfinished map that was scrapped. This was originally supposed to be a PvP map, and this was the concept art for the map. Sadly, it never made it to the game, and it was just blocked off with caution tape. This is what the shop looks like now, but originally, this is what the shop used to look like. It was actually an inside building and not little wood platforms. Very different from what the finished product was. Once again, there's actually a TikTok video showing the interior of the shop, so let me show you guys that real quick.
This is Robo Monkeys. It's a very fun game that you can play with other people, and you can even join their Discord. Get 900 views, you can get the TikTok badge. 450 views, you get the YouTube badge. But if you play for the first half of 2 weeks, you can get the day one shirt and wear it.
That is what the shop used to look like. There was a little TikTok and Discord button, and there was a day one shirt. And only a few people actually still have that because it's not in the game anymore. If you put it on when it was in the shop, you can never take it off and you'll always have it on. So if you ever see someone with that on, that's really rare. If you actually look back in the video, you can see a quick glimpse out of the door. There's a portal. No pool rooms, just a portal. And if you can read it, it says a glass bridge. There was actually a glass bridge in this game. It was only in for about 3 or 4 updates, and it just never came back. There is only one video on the internet of the glass bridge, and somehow I scattered through the internet and managed to find it. This is what glass bridge used to look like. I know it looks pretty bad, but yes, that is what glass bridge looked like. Only a few people actually got to play that. I think maybe 20 or 30 people out of the 6,000 people that have played my game, which is kind of crazy to think about. And just having a video of it is pretty crazy. If not, that would have been lost media, and I would have never been able to show you guys what it actually looks like, which is pretty crazy to think about. Now, if we go back to the video one more time, there's this little rat. His name is Remy, and everyone followed Remy around. I swear he was an icon. And sadly, I don't know what happened. The files corrupted him, and I lost him, and we had to take him out of the game, which really did suck, but I just wanted to show you guys him. Everyone followed him around. He was like the icon of the game. Right before I move on, I actually remade Robo Monkeys just a few months back, and this is what it looked like. I tried to still keep the old feeling of the game, but it definitely looked a lot better, that's for sure. That was just one game, and we're all done with Robo Monkeys. We're going to move on to the next game on the list. The next game on this list is Primal Operations V2. This game was like Lethal Company, and it was made shortly after the game came out. This was a game you could play with your friends. You could find scrap around the map and collect it, and store up scrap that you could get over time while trying to avoid monsters. The amount of scrap you had actually displayed on your right hand, and there was also an oxygen meter that would display on your left hand. When entering the building, your oxygen would go down, so you had to change it back up when you got inside the ship again. You would go into this little tank, and it would refuel your oxygen right back up to 100 so you wouldn't suffocate and die. There was 4 monsters in the game: the Groaneth, and this guy was huge and he roamed around the forest. Then there was another monster, his name was the Mimic. He just looked like the player, tried to trick you, and he would just kill you once he saw you. He would chase after you. He's inside the building. Then for number 3, there was a monster called the Vraxis, and he doesn't have back legs, he just has 2 front legs. He's pretty fast, he's small though, so you can try and outrun him. And for the 4th monster was the Nightmare. This guy literally only stayed in the dark, and he was pitch black, so all you could see was his glowing eyes. When you got near him, he just kind of stood still and then would chase you after a certain amount of time. He was pretty creepy, but there was only 4 monsters in this game, and those were all of them. This is what the rocket ship looked like. It didn't really look like a rocket ship, but it was something. And right as I turned around, as you guys can see, this is the Groaneth. This was the thing that was 15 feet tall that roams around in a forest. He doesn't have any eyes, but when you get near him, he can hear you, so he'll chase after you. He is really fast and almost impossible to outrun. As you can see, he's like really catching up to me. So, yeah. It was pretty easy to dodge him since he was the only one in the forest. So, once you just got a little past him, then you can go right into the building. Now, the inside of the building was way more dangerous, and there was landmines that you had to dodge. If you stepped on him, it would click. If you stepped right off, you'd blow up and down. And this is where the Vraxis is. So once you enter the building, the Vraxis is on the first floor. He usually roams around back in this corner. Well enough, as soon as I come in here, he gets really mad and chases me. He is really fast, so you need to go in every single corner you can see and get to, and just whip around it really fast, because this guy will catch up before you even know it, and he will hurt you. There is also scrap in this game, like I was talking about, and it's like this little pile of metal, and once you get it, it gives you 10 scrap. And there was going to be cosmetics in the game where, depending on how much scrap you had, you could buy cosmetics, but I lost the files to this game, and that does not exist. Now this guy that you're about to see is the Mimic. Again, he mimics the player and acts like you. Sometimes it'll fool you, sometimes it won't, but he is also very fast, so again, you need to whip around corners or else this guy is going to catch up to you. And I mean it. He is so fast, so dodge around corners and try and get away from him, because that's the only way you can. Now, as I'm about to turn this corner and look to my right, this is the Nightmare. He's really, really tall. You can hardly see him, and the only way you can see him is his glowing eyes. Once he sees you, he gets really mad, and he stands still and stares at you. And once he gets mad for around 5 to 10 seconds, he will literally start chasing you, and he won't stop until you're dead. Now that I've covered all the monsters, if you actually head to the back of the building, there is a fire exit, and it opens up a brand new area to the map. Now, I wouldn't call this a monster, but there is something in here that can kill you, and it's a turret. And if you're in its line of view at all, you're dead immediately. Now, if we go back a little bit in the video, you may be wondering what this is. A big orange moon with a little small figure on it. This was actually a scrapped map that is still in the game, and you can still get to by pressing this button on the wall. It takes you to this desert rock land, which looks very odd. And there's a white button, but that just takes you back to the other map. And there's one entity on this map, and it's a big robot. He works the same like almost every other monster in the other map. You get near him, he just chases you, and he is really, really fast. He's almost impossible to outrun, so once you get near him, you're kind of dead. And, well, he kills you. You actually ragdoll on the floor, which is pretty cool. Basically, the only way to get away from him is by climbing up the mountain, and then he just kind of forgets where you are and goes back to searching, which is like the only way you can actually escape him. And with that, that's Primal Operations V2 done. The second game done on this list. Moving on to the next game. The third game is actually really small, and it's another game I posted on the MetaQuest store. It's my second game I ever posted on there. It is called Night Apes. It is like one level of horror mode, and it is the smallest game I've ever made. There's a shop with one cosmetic that doesn't even work. And there's no photon, so you can't connect to servers. The cosmetic has a flashlight attached to it, but since there's no multiplayer, you can't turn it on, so it's pitch black the entire time. I'll enhance the quality so you guys can see. There's actually a dead body in this room, and it's like the only landmark in this game. Besides that, it's all just corridors. There was actually a level 2, and this is what it looked like. I don't know how I found this, but I did. But it was actually never in the newest update of the game, so you can never see this in the game, ever. There is actually a trailer for this game, so I'm just gonna let it roll out and let you guys watch. And that's it for Night Apes. It's a really small game, and it just kind of broke halfway through development, and that's why the game's so small. So let's move on to the fourth game, shall we? The very next game I made is a game based off of Teletubbies, and it is called Slendytubbies Lost Within. This game was meant to be campaign, like story mode based, but it is not at all, and it's just a game where you're in a generic lab. It doesn't even look like it fits the game at all, but it's whatever. This is where shop was meant to be, but there's literally no shop because this is the smallest game of all time. There is actually one entity, and it is literally the Yeti from Slendytubbies, hence the name Slendytubbies Lost Within. So I just kind of stole the Yeti model, which, my bad, but I did not know how to model back then, so this is what I had. This is what the Yeti looked like in the game. It's just the Yeti from Slendytubbies, the exact same one. It did not fit the game at all whatsoever, because this game was already jank as it is. You play as a tubby in a lab. I don't know, it doesn't make sense. And just like that, we're done. Slendytubbies Lost Within is already completed. That was a really fast game, so sorry that it was so quick, but moving on to game 5. The next game on this list is just a generic parkour game. There is no name for it. This was just a test with my friends. It literally took me 30 minutes to make, and I made nothing of it. There is nothing in this game at all. It is just this. It's just parkour. There's 3 levels, easy, medium, and hard. And that's all that's a part of this game. Nothing else. And literally with that, this game, the parkour game, is done. Moving on to the next game. Sorry for only showing 5 games, but this video is already long enough. So let me know if you guys want to see part 2 and potentially part 3 and 4. Give this video at least 15 likes and I will make a part 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a blessed day. See ya.